Hey gamers, so today we're going to be looking at a little title, Super Pixel Racers, that I've had my eye on for a while. So it was developed by 21C Ducks and was published by P-Cube and H2 Interactive. But the main reason I wanted to get to grips with it is because it reminded me a lot of a title called Super Skidmarks that I used to have on the Amiga and the Mega Drive back in my childhood, which was also an isometric racer. Now the controls took a little bit of getting to grips with at first, and I found that if I switched to the recommended pointer system and tried to ignore that the game accelerated for me, it was easier to control, believing that the car simply followed my stick direction, and that also counted as the gas pedal. From my experience, there was little if any difference in the handling between the cars too. While you're playing through and learning that control scheme, I'd recommend the first thing you do when you come to upgrade is upgrading the car's durability. That way you've got less worry about blowing yourself up when taking a corner a bit wrong. With the difficulty set to its lowest point, which is ideal for getting a good feel for the game without getting thrashed, you'll find that once you're in first place, the only way you're going to lose is by crashing too much and blowing yourself up. Art style, as you can see, is your standard pixelated fare with everything being made of little coloured squares and having jagged edges, which for me made me think it was actually a bit more suited to a handheld screen than say to someone like myself who sat within a couple of feet of a 32-inch TV. The cars, they all look nice and blocky with a hint of real world vehicles about them. I'm pretty sure that the F500 and Mouse class of vehicles are based off the Fiat 500 and the Mini Cooper respectively. But obviously, licensing, that's not going to happen. I'd have liked to have seen a bit more in the customization options for the cars, rather than just 4 or 5 set paint jobs for each model though. Soundtrack wise, the engines are all sounding about the same, and after a while I started to think about lowering their volume, as it was starting to get a little bit invasive over the music soundtrack, which, by the way, is great. I'm a big fan of energetic 16-bit stuff, and the music in this is spot on. A few other nice touches with the little emotes that come off the other drivers when you bump into them, or ram into them if you're on a takedown race, or just a bit of a nutter. I also liked that whenever you bumped into the course side barriers, the crowds would react with little exclamation bubbles above their heads. Sadly, one spot where the game falls flat for me is the online portion. It might just be my poor luck at the time of day I tried, but I couldn't get into an online game at all. That means you'll have to find like-minded hunters on forums if you want to collect all the trophies, as one of them requires you to win a race with all 8 players online. I suppose I'd have had more luck if I'd reviewed it closer to its release day, which was October 31st, 2018, rather than waiting so many months to get into it. Overall, it's a fun little arcade racer that's definitely worth your time, and is also one of the few games still coming out with a local multiplayer option. Definitely worth a pickup. So, thanks for tuning in. As always gamers, it's always appreciated. You know what to do. Hit the like or dislike buttons if you liked or disliked the video. Subscribe if you want to keep following the sort of gumph I keep putting out. But for now, I'm going to leave you with the game's credits, and I'll see you all again soon.